Entrepreneurship. The two major challenges which are faced by youth in Zimbabwe when it comes to entrepreneurship is number one, there's a lack of a friendly environment for exploration of entrepreneurial ideas. By this I mean that we have created a system in which we do not support people with ideas. Even the investors, they keep on wanting to support people who have made names before, or ideas which have been there for a long time. Everyone is at risk of supporting a new idea. So that's one of the biggest challenges which we face as youth, especially considering that we do not have money, which brings me to number two, which is funding of ideas. So number two, that's funding of ideas. We have government coming up with programs which are there to cater for young entrepreneurs, but these programs the assessment of these programs, or people who benefit from this program, is a helicopter to earth approach, where only those at the top within the vicinity of the helicopter get access to funding. But we are talking about young people who are, for example, young people who are in Vuru, young people who are in Gutu. Do they have the same access of funding with the same youth who is in Harare? So this is another major issue. If funding is there at all, it's just limited to those who are in the avenues of power, in the corridor of politics. Those are the people who get access to funding. A good example of that can be taken from the CABS Youth Fund, how it was handled. Everything, the funding was just limited to those with surnames which start with the political capital letters. So in terms of how are we going to come up with solutions to what we have been saying, number one, we need to start inculcating a culture of entrepreneurship from school level, from primary school level. We have a country like Zimbabwe making English compulsory, but then English is not our language. Why can't we also do the same to prioritize things that can develop our children, things that can develop our youths, and also say entrepreneurship is compulsory from a tender age? Even at primary school, you should be able to give children a packet of sweets and tell them, we want you to make money, we want them to be selling to each other. That sort of an environment brightens their entrepreneurial mind. It opens up their world of ideas, and it gives them a vision which is just different from going to school to attain knowledge, which is just educational knowledge, which they can't use to make a living or to make money for themselves. So we need to do this. We need to create that environment in Zimbabwe. And on the second avenue, which is funding, let our avenues of entrepreneurial funding be broad. Let's not just limit ourselves to government. Let's also look into the private sector. For example, you have OK Zimbabwe can actually say, we want to recruit people to come and work for OK Zimbabwe, and we want 5 A levels, we want a degree in this. But have they done anything towards the molding of that person? You see, so we should have a special percentage of tax going in to promote young ideas, because these are the youngsters who are going to come back and bring those ideas to big companies. So we want that money, that profit which are made by big companies, which are using young people, which are using Zimbabwean ideas, to go in towards the identification and nurturing and development of these ideas. Thank you. I am Zimbabwe.